Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to Friday Favorites and Flops. I hope you all had a really great week. I had a pretty darn good week myself, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right into Friday Favorites, and I do have a flop this week. And then at the end, I have kind of an important clarification to share with you guys, so stay tuned for the end of the video for that. Just really quickly, my candle favorite for the week was again the Mary Cookie. I've been burning this downstairs. This is last year's packaging. This year's looks a little bit more sophisticated. It's got Celebrate written on the front and then Mary Cookie underneath in like smaller letters. So if you're looking for Mary Cookie at Bath & Body Works this year, that's the packaging that you're looking for. I will of course link it down below for you. This is just a really nice fragrance. I did do an in-depth review on this candle earlier in the week, so I will of course have that link down below for you. Let's see where to start with the makeup. Okay, how about we start with what's on my lips right now. So this hair is just driving me nuts. It's like this little wing, wink, right there. Okay, I obviously did some VIB hauling. I showed that video earlier this week as well, and I shared that I got the birthday present from Sephora this year, which, because I'm only VIB, I got the 2 lip pencils. I didn't get the liner with mine. I think that only comes with like the Rouge birthday presents. But the NARS Rakugian, I think it's Rakugian. I believe that is actually a park in Japan, I think. I looked it up, and I think that's what I read. I love both of the pencils that came with the set, which was the Rakugian and then also the Cruella. I love that shade of Red on Me. But this is just the most perfect everyday color. Like, I absolutely am so in love with this, you guys. I have been wearing this so much, and I'm impressed because I haven't had to sharpen it yet, and I can tell that this pencil is probably going to last me for quite some time, but I would actually purchase this like just in and of itself. It is the perfect rosy nude on me, and I just love it. I really, really love this, you guys. So these are available for purchase. Both the Cruella and the Rakugian are available for purchase separately from NARS. So I'll link them down below for you. I will try to link everything down below for you. But this color, if you've never tried these NARS lip pencils, they're so amazing. The formula is wonderful. They're really long wearing. They have, at least this one has a really nice satin finish to it. They're not drying in any kind of way. I love the way that this feels on my lips. So the NARS satin lip pencil in Rakugian, love it, love it. Another NARS product that I want to share with you guys is the NARS Himalaya. I think it's actually Himalaya. I think it might be Himalaya. Eyeshadow single. This is the dual intensity eyeshadow, and I absolutely love this color, you guys. I've been wearing this a few times this week, and I just love the way this looks on my lid. I have green eyes, and I feel like this sort of taupey topaz color just works so beautifully with my eye color. And the way that this applies is just, it's gorgeous. It is a really metallic finish shadow, and it honestly just brightens my eye look like you wouldn't believe. I've been pairing it with some of these ombre nude shades from Becca in my crease. Perfect together. And I've just been really happy with the way that this has been wearing. Obviously, I always wear an eye primer because that I have to do that. I have really oily eyelids, and I've been using the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer. This just stays perfect from start to finish. There's no fading. It looks exactly the same way at like 9 o'clock at night when I go to take off my makeup as it did at like 8 in the morning when I put it on. Like, there is no fading, nothing with this eyeshadow. It's fantastic. It's really expensive for a single eyeshadow. This bad boy is like 29 bucks, but I'm so glad that I finally invested in it during VIB because it was just absolutely worthwhile. I adore this color so much. In fact, I would like to try others. I have another lippy to share with you guys, and it is the bold gel lipstick from Buxom in the color Rebel Rose. I love this shade so much. Can you like see a trend here? I really am into mauvey rosy shades. They just, I feel like, are so natural looking and just help you look, they just help you look polished and pretty and put together. You know, and you have some color, but you're not like overdoing it with color. I'm not someone who really like tends to wear a lot of bold lip colors, but I find that with these mauve shades, it's just enough to like, you know, give me like a really great overall finished look to the rest of my face without being overdone. So, and this formula on these big gel lipsticks, sorry, bold gel lipsticks from Buxom is fantastic. It's really long wearing, it's creamy, it's not drying, it's really, really nice. I like the packaging. It has that like, the NARS Audacious lipsticks do this where they have that magnet that holds the cap on, and for some reason I'm a total sucker for that. So packaging, I'm a huge fan of. These are like, this is really big for like a lipstick tube, but I don't know. Overall, I'm just a huge fan of this. And this color Rebel Rose, I think, is one that would work for so many different skin tones, and just, it's beautiful, you guys. You have to try these. You really, really do. And let's see, there was one more thing that I wanted to, where is it? Why am I not seeing it? Am I blind? Oh, duh. My perfume. It's like this tiny little bottle, and you should see the area in front of me. There's like a million things here. Okay, this is the Nest Indigo Eau de Parfum. This was just a 100-point perk that I got this last go around at Sephora. I am not entirely sure that the Nest brand is cruelty free. In fact, I don't think that they are. I will go ahead and do a little bit of research and try to like denote down below whether they are or not. I haven't looked it up yet, but this fragrance is really nice. This was just a 100-point perk that I picked up. I believe they also have this online right now, but it's a good amount of perfume. You can see there. But this fragrance, it's a floral, but it has a really nice like soft quality to it. It's not a floral that's gonna like smack you in the face, but it's just really, really, it's not powdery either, and I just got it all over my nose. Ugh. It's not powdery, but it's soft. I'm terrible explaining scents. I will link it down below for you, and you can read more about it on the Sephora website if you're curious, but this is really nice, you guys. This Nest Indigo fragrance is, I'm a huge fan. Okay. Let's get to the clarification. The first big one kind of revolves around my flop of the week, which happens to be the Cover FX Mattifying Primer, and this has an anti-acne treatment in it. So, before I get into why this was a flop for me, let me just clarify one thing really quickly. Cover FX is in fact cruelty-free. The reason that I said that it wasn't was because when I was in Sephora inside JCPenney's, I was looking at the Cover FX stuff and was trying to pull up the PETA website, Logical Harmony, and Cruelty Free Kitty to just kind of like look through to see if Cover FX was cruelty-free or not, because those are the websites that I normally go to check. And because of where the store is located, I was not getting reception. And so I asked one of the Sephora employees if they had a list of cruelty-free brands within the store. And she was like, yes, I think that we do. And so she went behind the counter, she grabbed this clipboard that had all of these Sephora brands that were cruelty-free and all of the brands that were not. And she goes, well, it doesn't look like Cover FX is cruelty-free. And I was like, oh, can I see the list? You know, because there's a couple of other things that I'm interested in, and I'm just not sure whether they're cruelty-free or not. So she showed me the list, and I did see that they had the Cover FX listed as not cruelty-free. It was right underneath, like, Makeup Forever, Benefit, you know, all of, like, the other usual ones that are not cruelty-free that I knew were not. So, I'm not sure why they have it listed as not cruelty-free at that store, but I'm going to go back, and the next time that I go in to buy something else, I will let them know that it is cruelty free, because I was kind of talking to her about how this is, something different that I'm doing, and I'm still kind of learning like what's what, and I don't have all the information memorized. And so anyway, Cover FX is in fact cruelty free. However, this still didn't work for me. This primer made my skin look really dry underneath my powder foundation. I just don't think that this was a good fit for the foundation that I use over top, and I'm not willing to change my foundation for a primer because it really honestly didn't do that good of a job of keeping me mattified throughout the entire day. So it's not worth it to me to keep using it. I'm probably going to pass this along to my nieces and see if they like it. But it sort of accentuated my pores. It made my skin look dry, and it just wasn't a good fit with my foundation. And I use the Everyday Minerals base. So this is something that I've loved for years and years, and that I'm not willing to give up just to like be able to use a primer sample. So anyway, Cover FX is cruelty free. That's good news. Bad news is that Marc Jacobs is not. So when I was making my Sephora list, I was writing it down on a little piece of paper because I knew I wasn't going to get reception inside of the mall, so I couldn't pull up like my Sephora cart. So I was looking on PETA, and PETA has Marc Jacobs Cosmetics listed as cruelty free, and I will actually link it down below for you. That's unfortunately not true though. So when I got back and I uploaded my haul, a couple of people were like, Marc Jacobs is actually not cruelty free, and I was like, PETA says they are. And I went back just to double check because I was like, well, hopefully I wasn't like reading from the wrong list, and I wasn't. Like, they have it listed as cruelty free along with Kat Von D, the Elizabeth and James brand, the Ulla Henriksen. So PETA is wrong though. So here's the like real correction in all of this. Marc Jacobs sells their perfumes in China. When you are a company that wants to sell your cosmetic products in China, they have to be tested on animals to ensure their safety. That's just something that the Chinese government requires. So basically any brand that sells in China has to have their products tested on animals to ensure their safety. Now, Marc Jacobs does not sell their cosmetics in China, and I was able to check that because someone had actually suggested going to the Chinese Sephora website and typing in the brand, and all that came up on the Chinese Sephora website was the Marc Jacobs perfumes. However, the perfumes and the cosmetics are all underneath Marc Jacobs as a brand, right? So, and I consider that like, I don't know, I consider the perfume, if you're creating a perfume and a cosmetics line, like I just include that like as like all like under one brand, under one like design house, I don't know, makeup creator, whatever. So unfortunately, this is not a cruelty-free product. Even though this in and of itself is not sold in China, the perfumes by Marc Jacobs are, so that means that Marc Jacobs itself is not cruelty-free. That's just my personal definition. I'm kind of annoyed with the PETA website for not being more forthcoming about that, because I would assume as like one of the most like fervent or like biggest opponents of animal testing, that like they would know that, and that they would identify that on their website as they're listing their cruelty-free products, and they did not. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna probably end up returning this. I really like the product, you guys, but I just don't feel right keeping it, so I'm going to return it, and that's that. So no more Marc Jacobs for me. Even though the cosmetics aren't sold in China, their perfumes are, so it's really kind of like, it's the same thing to me. So at any rate, also I wanted to say, there was someone who left a comment stating that because I bought a product that was not cruelty free, that they were going to unsubscribe from my channel, which I'm totally fine with. Like, please. If you ever like don't enjoy watching my videos, you should absolutely unsubscribe. However, I do want to say one thing. If you are someone who is thinking about going cruelty-free and you are, say, reading through someone's channel comments and you're seeing, you know, someone leaving a comment like, you know, because you're not doing it the way that I think is right, you're doing it wrong, or, you know, you're, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to come across as like aggressive in saying this, because really everyone is entitled to their opinion, right? But I don't want you to get discouraged or to think that you can't do something, or to like be afraid to try something because you're going to screw it up just because you saw somebody else write something. If you really want to start going cruelty free, you can take baby steps into it. Whatever you do to purchase from companies that are choosing not to test on animals is a huge thing. Even if it's just you favoring products like Tarte or Hourglass or Cover FX, all of which are completely cruelty free, they do not sell their products in China, then that's amazing. You know, if every once in a while you still go and buy like a mascara from Revlon because it's something that really works for you, then, you know, then that's what you're choosing to do. Don't ever like let anyone else tell you that you're doing something wrong just because you're not doing it their way. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I just feel like it's so important that if you are really passionate about something, or you are really excited about something, that you go out and you do it. Do not let other people tell you that you are doing something wrong, or that you're not a good person, or that, you know, whatever else. Like, I know for me personally, like, I don't take anything that like anyone really says to me too seriously. I don't, you know, I get a lot of comments on a lot of my videos, like throughout the days. The vast majority are absolutely fantastic, and that's great. But I certainly get a lot of comments that are not so great. None of that stuff ever affects me, but I know that there are a lot of people out there who do watch videos and read through the comments and then start to like internalize some of that stuff. And I just don't want you to ever do that. You know, I'm kind of at a point in my life where, you know, when someone doesn't like something that I do, I'm like, well, you can F off. You know, but that's just me. And I realized that it took me a long time to get to that stage, and I just don't want anyone to get discouraged. So if you choose to be cruelty-free to whatever level you want to be cruelty-free, then do that. I think that anything that you're doing is fantastic, and I just really applaud that. And, you know, I'm never going to like be one of those people that's like, everybody has to be cruelty-free. It is a personal choice. You do it if you want to. You do it whatever degree you want to. If you know, do decide to do that, I'm like all for it. That's fantastic. But if you don't, I completely understand. You know, like, you do you. Anyway, I just wanted to clarify that because, you know, I know that I have a lot of people that read through comments and will read certain things, and then, you know, even if you don't mean to, you can potentially like internalize that. And I just don't want you to do that. You do what works for you in your life. I do what works for me in my life. You know, I share my stuff with you, and everybody is obviously entitled to have an opinion about it. But the thing is that it's not ever going to affect me, because I'm kind of like past that like caring stage of my life where like I care what other people think. So to me, it doesn't matter. I just don't want it to affect any of you guys if this is something that you want to do. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of information out there. You constantly have to research because things are constantly changing. There are blogs that could be putting out inaccurate information, like they did with PETA on the Marc Jacobs. So you have to be vigilant. You have to constantly be doing your research, and it's a process. Like, so just know that going into it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. This video is a lot longer than I intended it to be, but I just kind of wanted to get that point across. So thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.